And we're back with some more X4. And right now, this gate should finally be open. Did some stuff in timelines. And is that... I can't tell if there's a blue haze. Yeah, there's a blue haze. Okay, excellent. So, beforehand, this gate was locked off, and we couldn't get into what was on the other side. By completing some timelines missions, we gained access to it. I just skipped the timelines mission. I recorded some footage for them, but... Whoa, okay. Creepy looking. But, the important bit. This area has sunlight, 408%. This is where we're going to get our scrap on, like some serious scrapping. Like, Tharka's Cascade, combined with this area, is going to give us just ridiculous amounts of resources. Problems, though. One, well, to build in here, we'll have to take care of the Xenon. And you'll notice just hanging around the gate here, we've got a K destroyer, an I destroyer, we've got a Xenon station over here, a defense platform. Yeah, they got a lot. They got a lot of stuff in here. So I'm figuring we're going to have to wipe this place out. So if we're going to wipe this place out, might as well use a good ship to do it. We could just spam a bajillion fighters. We've got the production capacity to do it over in Avarice. But I want to use the best ship available. So we're going to get our hands on the Earl King, which requires us to do a few other things. First, just let me get out of here. The first thing we have to do is we have to find the blueprints for the Earl King. Now, they can only be found in data vaults. Now, there's lots of data vaults on the map. In fact, loads of sectors have data vaults. But the only ones that count are the ones in, well, Windfall 1, 3, and 4. And Avarice 1, like all the Avarice sectors and all the Windfall sectors. Basically the ones that were introduced in the Avarice DLC. So in here, there is 5 data vaults. Currently, we can see 3 of them. So we've already extracted that one, and that one. I'll have to double check, though. The problem is finding the remaining ones is a pain in the butt. Oh my god. And there might be 2 or even 3 in the same sector. In my last playthrough, there was 3 of them in the same sector, and I didn't find a third one for ages. Because you don't think there's going to be 3. Never mind. So what we have done is I'm going to demonstrate over here how I intend to do this and brute force it as easily as possible. Yeah, okay. This guy here is basically one of our explorers, and all we've done is we've told him to fly around and start dropping off advanced satellites. There's an advanced satellite right there. So that advanced satellite goes out to about this radius. This guy's about to go to the edge of that radius and drop off a satellite. Then they're going to go to the next corner, drop off another, and then another, and then another. And then we're just going to keep expanding that radius out so that eventually we've got a massive radius that the satellites can see. Does this mean we'll get everything in that desert? Well, no. It doesn't mean it's absolutely perfect. It just means that we might find it. I know, not exactly a ringing endorsement, but it's really fast and efficient to do because we don't have to do anything. We just have to queue up all of these commands. And since advanced satellites only cost us, well, basic hull parts and Claytronics, we can do this quite easily. In fact, I'm going to hire 5 more fighters, and we're just going to do this in literally every sector, and hopefully that'll find us all the vaults. Another thing we can do while we're organizing all of this scouting is, well, prepare for the removal of the Vigor Syndicate. The problem with the Vigor Syndicate is they don't like you shipping ice, and I want to make my food production over here, and that requires water, and while I could set up things to not have our miners go in here, I'd prefer to just kill the Vigor Syndicate and not have to worry about it. And if we're going to kill the Vigor Syndicate, we might as well pre-position or forward position some of the stuff we'd like. So we're going to create a new plot. In fact, there's been some additions that have been added to the game that I'd like to test out. So first off, let's just go down here and pop this reasonably close to it. It doesn't actually have to be super close. We're just going to put down a defense platform right here really quickly. This is going to be our regular T-poser with 1 laser disc attached. You can rotate slightly. And the other module they have introduced is the wide area sensor array. This thing is interesting. You know what, let's just chuck it on this to the back of that thing. And give me another disc. In fact, yeah, we should probably be careful with these guys. They have a lot of fighters, so maybe get some beam ships in here. Chucked in a few extra discs, and I made sure that there's basically flak and a whole bunch of beams on these. Reason being is, Vigor don't get many large ships. They're mostly just fighter swarms. So giving a bunch of heavy beams in here will put them at a huge disadvantage. Also, I reorientated it a bit, made it a little bit cleaner, and saved the changes, so we now have a anti-Vigor plan. And this wide sensor array here, this thing's awesome. It basically has a massive view radius. If you just right-click it on, go to Encyclopedia. Actually, no, it's not in the Encyclopedia. Damn it, where is the information on this thing? You know what? Doesn't matter. I can demonstrate it in a minute. Alright, well, we'll leave that to build. Then what we'll do is we'll bottle them up on the other side. Then we'll also bottle them up outside of Avarice. We don't want them going in and getting at our stuff in Avarice. I'll just chuck down a few of these everywhere. One thing we could do, instead of doing all of this satellite stuff, is we could fly around the sectors doing scans. Problem is, that's just time consuming and kind of boring. This is just, well, faster, to be honest. A lot more expensive. I've put 50 satellites on all of these, or 50 advanced satellites. That's a lot of money early game. Right now, we can effectively make these for free. Well, we can make pretty much... Actually, we can make defensive platforms for free, bearing the cost of the builder, which is 50 grand. Because we have all the components, we're producing them all ourselves. So we're in this weird position where we can produce advanced satellites, basic ships, anything that's basically... Any Argon tech and any consumables are effectively producible for us, by us, for free, using just hull components and Claytronics. It's a weird position to be in. I kind of like it. Also, we have somehow found a fourth vault. Was it that one? Yeah, it's got to be that one. It's slightly further away from the center. That puts us at 4 vaults. We just need one more. And hopefully with that much queued up commands, yeah, we'll find the rest of them. This Explorer 2 Sat Nodan over here is almost finished in its sector. I believe it's the one that's located that one. Perfect. Well, I'm going to grab our... yes, good dragon over here. Good dragon, come over here and have a look at this data center for us. Well, this has got to be one of the sections of blueprints for the Erlking. I'm pretty sure we got 2 at least already, so... What are you? You are... Erlking medium turrets. Excellent. Erlking turrets are some of the best in the... Actually, they are the best in the game. And we might as well grab the other goodies while we're here. They've actually patched the game since we last played. Now when you boost, it doesn't actually eat your shields. You actually have a boost bar that's independent from your shields. This allows... Well, the original planning was what they wanted to do was make it so that when you were fighting, if your shields went down, you were in trouble. So you kind of had to... Your shields were a double resource. They're your boost and they're also your defense. Problem is, that usually resulted in meant if you lost your shields, you basically straight up died. It made shields so hyper important that it just kind of obliviated a lot of tactics. The problem with this version is, well, if you get into trouble and you lose all your shields, you just boost away as fast as you possibly can. The AI can't catch you generally, unless they've changed something. And then you just wait until your shields recharge and you come back in and you do it all over again.
Entering Windfall.
One second. Got to transfer a fleet. Still doing missions on the side. Maybe they've made these guys easier to find or something. I feel like finding these 4 was quite easy, but I'm going to guess that finding the 5th one is horrifyingly hard. Just out of randomness. Could be wrong, of course. And for our next batch, I'm going to assume that the left is always blueprints. Let's see, what do you got for us? Modular trigger? Nope, never mind, maybe it's not.
This blueprint will allow us to modify the ship, taking it further to its intended form.
Ah, Earl King main battery.
Hey there, partner.
Hello.
Your recent exploits might have opened up a new opportunity for us.
Okie dokie.
I've always been interested in the seemingly eternal civil war between the God Realm and the Holy Order. It appears that both of the warring Paranid factions trust you. Somewhat. If you want to help me dig deeper, come and find me at our headquarters.
Yeah, I'll get around to that mission later, okay? For now, just gonna get our hands on the Earl King. Okay, having a look here, we do have access to the Earl King blueprint itself, but you can't actually make it. What's important is the 4 blueprints we've got our hands on are the main battery, so the main gun for the Earl King, all the medium turrets, the extra large engines, these are very important, they make it allowed to go really fast, and the extra large shield generator we don't care about. In fact, not finding that at all is fine, because the turn shields are better. We're going to replace it with turn shields anyway. The only thing we're missing right now is the Earl King large turrets. Once we get those, we have all the pieces we need to put the Earl King together. Well, we have to actually capture the Earl King, but that can wait. This here is our Shayaku Vanguard. This is the community-approved method of capturing your Earl King, is getting one of these. Then what you do is you go to Vigor Space. Then what you do is you go to Vigor Space. For a second there, I thought it disappeared. I think I just twitched the mouse a bit. You go to Vigor Space, and you go to the Vendor Kit ship card. And then what you do is you upgrade and repair your ship. Then what you do is you go into the crew here, and we want to get rid of all of the recruit marines. They can all go. Currently edited ship has unassigned crews. Please assign them to roles or choose to fire them. Oh, yeah, no, we totally want to fire them. Unassigned. Fire the unassigned crew. Excellent. Then we want to recruit a whole bunch more. And the thing is, when we recruit them, what will happen is we'll recruit a different batch of Marines, and those new batch of Marines might also have some veterans in them. And no, we've got 84 vets and 141 recruits. Let me try this again. No, wait, the ship has to dock up first. Okay, so it's going to dock up. And in fact, we're going to set this to dock and wait at this location for a while. Excellent. Now we only have 92 recruits and 133 veterans. Let's repeat that procedure a little bit more. What you can do is actually get another ship to do this and then transfer all the veterans to the Shayaku and just keep repeating it, but I'm lazy. Okay, after recruiting back and forth a bunch, we've got 214 veterans and 11 recruits. The reason you recruit from Viger Syndicate shipyards is they're the only ones that can give you veteran marines from the start. It means it cuts down on training. And this is, in fact, you could probably get away with just hiring once and using the veterans you get to take over the Earl King that we're going to do later. But we might as well overkill a little bit. We've got the money to do it. Now, how's the vaults looking? We're still at 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Yep, still 4 vaults. Hopefully we'll find the 5th one soon. Finally found the 5th vault. Yeah, it was located actually in Windfall the Horde. So nothing in Avarice. Well, the only one in Avarice was in here. All the other 4 were out in the Windfall sectors, which are the nice ones that don't have that tide that kills everything every so often. This is the second time that 3 of them have been in the same sector. I was starting to get a little bit frustrated there, but it's fine. It's fine. We found it. It's only, how far away is that? 200 kilometers outside of the gate network. As in, you have to go 200 kilometers past the nearest gate to get to it. Actually, that's a lie. It's about 160 to 170 kilometers past the gate network. Little bit outside of your normal travel distance. Holy Christ. Well, let's go check it out. This should be the last one and give us the large turrets we need. We are here to repair you. Damn it, not close enough. Come on. Okay, we're definitely close enough there. Perfect. That opens one of them. There should be another repair one on the opposite side here. Where are you? Oop, oop, oop. There we go. So there's normally one repair thing on each of the solar panels. They'll be configured differently, but done. That opens up some of the top ones, and then one of these will have a repair thing inside it, and once we repair that, we should gain access to the last section. Is it you? Yeah, I can see the red light in there. So we repair this one right here. I don't get what the whole... This is a bit of a weird mechanic, I think. To gain access to the Erlking, it's a very powerful ship, so they want to make it awkward to do. But I really feel like having 5 data vaults and just 5 data vaults to find is weird. Like in a normal game that wasn't designed by Egosoft, I think what would happen is they would have, say, 7 or 8 data vaults, and then the first 5 you find would give you the blueprints. That way, if you miss 1 or 2 of them, it doesn't matter. If there's one that ends up spawning in weird locations that it's very unlikely to find, at least you'd find 5 of them. And there we go. Blueprint unlocked. Earl King large turret. So we got the last one. Yeah, make like 7, 9 of these things scattered all around the place. And then the first 5 give you access to the Earl King. That way, you can find it in a reasonable time frame. Because if one of them spawns in a really bad location, well, good luck. You're just not going to find it for ages, or you're going to have to download a mod to figure out where it is. I just feel like that would be a saner way of doing things. Though I suppose most people don't know how powerful the Earl King are, so and they're not going to figure out how to get it. Just like finding out how to build the Earl King and utilize it is such a niche thing that I think only people who have watched YouTube videos will find it. Like about 60 or 70% of people who play games, they don't look at YouTube videos. They don't go looking up guides. They just play the game and have the fun. They're never going to find the Earl King. Ow. We keep losing ships in Avarice every time the tide comes in. The ships are supposed to stay out of there, and they're supposed to stay around here and wait to go in, but sometimes, I don't know why they end up getting caught out. Yeah, we've definitely lost a few ships again. Not going to worry about it. For now, we're going to do something a bit weird. This is... Ooh, we're going to twist you a little bit more. We want to get you closer. There you go. We're going to bring this ship right by the Earl King. And the Earl King is always located here over by the Keepsafe. If you don't know where it is, simpler thing to do is just actually look up Earl King. So if you look up the Earl King, it'll show you where the Earl King is. And last I checked, you can nab this without any problems, so long as you just do a quick flyby and do a capture. You might lose the Shayaku Vanguard, but that's a price we're willing to pay. Now, let's see. Come on in. Good, good, good. And we shall pause you there. Actually, there we go. So I would like you to board. Cool. Then, Marines. We would like to send in all of them. Every single last one of you. We would like you to do a very strong attack. Now, the reason you say very strong is not to do with how strong the actual attack is. It's actually... they won't launch unless the ship has been reduced, let's say. So if you say very weak, you have to destroy all the turrets. If you say very strong, we don't care if there's a whole platoon of people standing on the hull of the ship shooting at the drop pods, they'll still launch. That's my understanding of things. Infiltration, breaching the hull. We will just go with very strong. Risk of destroying target, very low. If we do very weak, its risk of destroying target is very high. Okay, but the risk is very high to the Marines. And then we'll just start the operation. Risk very low. They have defending crew 295. We have 225 attacking Marines, but our attacking Marines are better because they're vets. And we should start the operation. And...
Boarding teams preparing for launch.
did they launch? I feel like they didn't launch. Oh, that's a cool reverse. Come on. Oh, seriously. I think it has to stop to do it. Fine. We'll let you do your stopping. Are you gonna start the boarding? Pretty sure Vigor will get a little bit annoyed, but they shouldn't start shooting at any of our stuff. Except for maybe this ship. Guys, come on.
Pod
Hey.
launched. Moving to target.
Stay sharp.
Okay, they've launched everyone. Perfect. You. Yep, you've done your boarding, right? You've launched everyone. In that case, run away. Yep, that seems like a good idea.
Stay sharp.
The boarding has...
Steady.
Cool.
Contact. Making preparations to breach.
Excellent. You can run away. Actually, why keep it? Hey, Vigor. How would you like... Actually, let's sell it to the Alliance. Nope, wait, can't sell it to them. How about to the Vigor Syndicate itself? Would you like to buy our ship? Cool. Now the ship is sold to you, so... I don't think they're angry with it anymore. Oopsie. Now, it's going to take about an hour for that attack to complete, I believe. It's really slow when you don't do any damage to the ship to start, so an hour from now, that will be ready to capture. Well, the Earl King stuff is going along as expected. Taking a long time, but they're shooting at each other, doing their things. Eventually, the Earl King will come under our control. In the meantime, we have managed to get our support with the Vigor Syndicate up to 20? Yeah, there it is, plus 20, which means we were able to buy their cargo ship. Now, their cargo ship is not
I need
great.
an update.
Ah, here it
Open
is.
fire.
The Barbarossa. And the thing is, cargo-wise, this thing is not amazing. In fact, this here is the QSNA.EU X4 efficiency website. It shows you the efficiency of different trading ships. Now, the way it tests it is, there's a lot of testing that goes on here depending on how many gates you jump, how much highway there is, the difference between medium and large ships. But we're just looking at large ships here because we want something that can survive the tide, or will at least not die to one of them. If you look at trade ships, the best ones are actually the Ministry of Finance, the Hurons. So the Talati seem to know what they're doing. And where is it? The Barbarossa here comes in at number 10. Not great. Not terrible, but not great. However, the main benefit of the Barbarossa comes with some large turrets. So this thing can shoot back at a fair chunk of things, and I like the idea of having stuff that shoots back. Plus, it kind of looks like it was made of trash, which suits our whole build so far. A few other things in here. This is an amazing website. They have a whole modification section where you can say, hey, I would like to see all of the ship chassis basic mods, and it will tell you what they are and the maximum range you can get inside of them. So if you want to find out what the best enhanced mods are, you can get a list of all of them. This is so handy when you're trying to figure out what mods you should put onto a ship. Excellent stuff. Also have a resource table in here. Just say you would like to find out, hey, which system has the highest levels of methane in the entire universe. You can see that it's Trinity Sanctum. They've got more methane than anywhere else. However, do note that this is the regeneration rate. What that means is once you, like, an area may have more or less methane than's listed, but this is the regeneration rate per hour, meaning once you start mining it and you get through the backlog, this is what it will eventually top out at. So you might have an area with a lot, like, I mean, just say Watchful Gaze here looks like it has a lot of methane lying around the place. However, once you start mining it out, it drops off an awful lot. It's one of the reasons I used to set up an 18 billion. Very good location for methane, which is usually a bit of a bottleneck for just about everything. You also notice there's not really a lot of good ice places. But again, the Teladi seem to have a lot of good resource nodes settled out for themselves. Okay, getting distracted. They also have an interactive map, though I've never found much of a use for it. But yeah, if you're ever looking for a whole bunch of details on the game, this site's absolutely incredibly amazing. Unlike other large cargo haulers, this thing's got a couple of nice large chunky turrets up the front, and there's a third one over there. And is that a fourth one? Yeah, I believe that's the fourth one. So in here you can see we have 2 large plasma and then another large plasma. Actually, it's only 3. Okay, so what is that one at the back? You know what? That doesn't matter. It's got a bunch of large plasma on it, and the rest of them is all flak. And since this is all made from Argon Tech, we should be able to add this to our shopping list. Say, give us 10 of those, and we can confirm the build order, and just let that start producing. That will, of course, take a while. But the reason we're getting those is we can now leave them in here, and we're going to get them to trade for Avarice. I'm sick of sending cargo ships into Avarice to occasionally die because of whatever messes them up.
I have a team working on bypassing
So instead,
the lockdown.
we're going to limit our other trade stations to not dealing with Avarice, and Avarice will have all that cargo exported via Barbarossas.
Secured several
In fact,
sections.
we'll probably upgrade a lot of our cargo transport to Barbarossas over time. Oh! It's ours. Right, I should put a captain on it. We have 132 of the veterans survived. Good for you guys. Promote best crewman to captain. Yeah, who we got? Carl Karen. Okay, fine. Your piloting is 0. Wow, that is impressively bad. Okay, you're gonna head to Avarice. In fact, do you have shielding? Yes, you do have shields of a sort. So, we are going to get you to... Why can't you upgrade and repair? The selected ship can only be upgraded at a shipyard or an equipment dock. Do we need to buy the extra large... Oh, damn it, is this an extra large ship? Took a few minutes, but we bought the extra large maintenance bay. Not the build one, because, well, that's like $250 million to buy one of those. This thing was like 70 million, so, you know, it's fine. We got one of these in, and now we can now modify our Earl King. Problem is, for some bizarre reason, despite the Earl King being from the Avarice DLC, it actually requires regular parts to upgrade. As in, we need to spend advanced components and things on it. We can't just make this out of scrap the way... I feel like that's an oversight somehow. I feel like this should only require scrap to be upgraded because it's made almost entirely out of scrap. Okay, but we'll put on the 3 Earl King engines. Where is it? They require antimatter converters, energy cells, and engine parts. Great. I've already put in some queues to buy a bunch of that stuff, so hopefully we get enough to upgrade everything. We're also going to want to put in the gun. That gun is huge. You'll see, no gun? Gun. No gun? Gun. That's a big-ass gun. Then, turret-wise is Earl King turrets. They are just incredibly powerful. They're the best turrets in the game. Well, actually, yeah, they are the best turrets in the game. They're the best all-rounders. They have amazing projectile speed, amazing damage. People say the projectile damage drops off because of the description, but I'm aware it doesn't. They just work, no matter what the distance is. And with 10 kilometers of range and absolutely brutal damage, even if there is damage drop-off, the damage is still incredibly brutal. And throw in a few mods on there, and these things just get incredibly out of control. Okay, I think that's the full upgrade. We don't have enough resources to do all of them, but we should be able to get most of them. You know what? Let's stick in, say, give us a few advanced satellites. We should probably grab some laser towers, just in case we get swarmed by fighters. You know what? Give us 100 of those. Yeah, like things. I think I prefer the regular laser towers because you can spit them out so fast, nothing can stop you. And 100 Mark 1 laser towers will still eviscerate every single fighter within a bajillion miles. And I think, yeah, you know what? Get us all the flares as well. Why not? We're spoiling ourselves. Don't care about the rest of it. Paint mod. Now, I finally figured out why this thing comes in pink by default. It comes with the Ives head, whatever. You know what? not going to change it. Unless someone can come up with a better paint plan, I'm just going to leave this the way it is. All right, how much are you? You know what? You are going to be missing a few bits and bobs, aren't you? Doesn't matter. Oh, and shield generators wise, I went over to Terran space and put in all the Terran shields while I was waiting for everything here to build and stockpile. So we have Terran shields on this sucker, and even for... Yeah, our main shield generators are Terran, and even our shields that protect engines, everything is Terran shields, because Terran shields are just, well, the best. And done. We shall confirm that order. We're missing some weapon components, but hopefully we can find some of those nearby. I upgraded the commander of this place to a level 4. Had to spend a training course. Those level 4 training courses are hard to get your hands on. Logical overview, weapon components. We do have weapon components inbound, so in about 3 or 4 minutes we'll be able to finish off the Erlking. Perfect. While we're waiting for the Erlking to upgrade, this is what a sensor array does. It shows you everything inside this radius. That's crazy big. That means you could say grab that and put that in the center of an area. That would reveal most, like one of these would reveal most of just about every sector. Maybe not every sector, but 2 of them would definitely reveal most of, well, everything of all sectors. It's that huge. Kind of makes sense though, considering that advanced satellites were the only way to do it before, and having a building that does it and is better just seems sane. Also, all of the missions now involving... I don't have any active defense building missions at the moment, but the defense building missions all seem to now require that that blueprint. As in, you are going to have to put a wide area sensor on most of those builds now, and the blueprint cost about 1.4 million. I bought it from Argon. I don't think you'll be able to get it from data leaks, as in hacking it. Reason I don't think it is because it's under other modules. If you go to other modules, it's in here. So it might be possible, but as far as where you can... actually, no. I did get the parted cross-connection structure under other modules, so maybe that's possible. But it's just when you look under hacking, there doesn't seem to be an other modules section. So maybe it comes down under dock modules. That's about the only thing I could think of, because habitation and defense are very specific. Oh, you know what? Doesn't matter. Done. Finally, it's finished. All right. Okay. I was just waiting for the Erlking to dock up, and I noticed that there was a bunch of ships here, and I'm like, why is there ships in my dock? That's what I realized. People have started buying from us now. If we go into the logical overview, we can check the small to medium ship fabricators, and the Antigans are buying from us. Yep, and so are the Yaki. So the Yaki and the Antigan are both... And who's Rip? You know what? It's fine. But the Antigans and the Yaki hate each other, which means they're going to spawn and then kill each other. And then after that happens, does that mean we can just harvest the corpses of the ships and put them back into the system to make more ships for them? That seems awesome. I think what might be happening is they don't know they can buy ships from us until we got in a little bit of these materials. And once we had a little bit of these materials, they're like, oh, we can buy ships from them now, which they couldn't beforehand. That actually might make sense. So now that we actually have a few in stock and we've bought some up, they're like, oh, okay, we'll buy your ships now. That makes a lot of sense. We have popped over to Avarice and our shipyard because it's time to upgrade the Earl King. It needs to get all of its mods. In fact, let's get up the stats. This is the base stats of this, and by the time we're finished modding it, it's going to be pretty beastly.
We do not allow passers-by to approach. Get away from our property right now, or suffer the consequences.
Wait, did the Vigor Syndicate just... what just happened? You know what? I don't care. If they start anything... Well, we've got a defense tower right there. We've got another defense tower over here. Here. So they're walled in that section. And those 2 defense towers there. And another defense tower over here. Yeah, they're walled in on all sides. If they start anything, there won't be anything left of them 5 minutes after they start. We've also put in an extra defense tower right here.
By deciding to ignore our directions, you have chosen death. Shoot that ship down, now!
What ship are you shooting at? I don't get what's going on. I think it's because I haven't been near the Earl King, I was probably supposed to be... Oh! This is where we stole the Earl King from. So I figure what happened is, because I wasn't in sector when the Earl King was stolen, the whole thing glitched out and freaked. Now that we've actually gone near the Earl King, it still thinks the Earl King is over there, and it went through the whole script that we have simply ignored. Right. Good to know. In that case, though, we're still going to mod the bejesus out of it and then go use it to stomp on a bunch of people. Namely the Xenon to start. The best chassis mod is the nanotube one. Namely because it gives you a bonus to ship mass and ship drag, which it increases everything. Your speed, your acceleration, your boost, your travel speed, your travel acceleration, your strafe speed. Basically, all of your maneuverability, movement speed, just everything just goes up. Everything. This makes it the best by far. For weapon modifications on the main battery, the best one is the Annihilator. It also has up to 3 extra traits it adds on, but 1 second while I try and get a good roll. After a lot of re-rolling, I even went off into the turrets first, this was taking so long. We've got a decent hit on the Annihilator. Weapon damage is up 21%, weapon cooling is up 20%, and weapon reload is up 47.7%. So we can shoot, we do 20% more damage, and since we cool 20% faster, we can shoot again 20% faster. So that's a 40% damage increase, and the reload rate means we just get to pump that all down range really quickly. Also, I believe sticky weapon projectile stuff, or sticky, it just means the beams we fire, they burn on contact. So they burn for longer. It only works if the weapon burns on contact. Ours does, it seems. For turrets, every single one is the same. Slasher mod. Slasher mod is just incredibly broken. I don't know why it still exists. Weapon cooling has no effect on turrets. Turrets don't need cooling. So what's normally supposed to happen is you'll get, a massive weapon damage bonus, but then it's immediately counteracted by the cooling bonus, meaning you don't get, realistically, say with this normally, you would be getting a 7% damage bonus over the long haul, because even though you can reload faster, you still have to wait for the cooling to catch up. This is just, I still don't know why they haven't fixed that. You can't get better damage for your turrets, even if you get the highest exceptional quality stuff. It doesn't make a difference. Okay, 4, the large shield modification. With this ship, it just does such incredible amounts of damage. You do only have 1 shield, though. So you have 2 choices. The first is the shield recharge rate. If you can increase the shield recharge rate, I think it starts at 842, so you can crank that up and get about a 60 to 70% bonus on that. That means your shields will recharge faster. Or, personally, I prefer the pavets. This one just gives you 60 to 70% more shield capacity. The thing that kills you in this is not getting ground down. The thing that kills you in this is someone running up in your face and blasting you to bits before you can get out of range. So I would prefer to have that 70% extra shields, which should keep us alive long enough to kill whatever's shooting us. Then we just there's no cost to this. Because we're doing this at our own starbase, there's no cost. It does cost us the tuning software. We're burning tuning softwares or something doing it, but who cares? So we can spin this a bunch of times until we get as close to 70 as humanly possible. Oh, finally, I was trying to get at least a 69, and I got 69.52. This is the first one I rolled, and I have been spinning this for ages. We were as close as possible to the maximum amount allowed. Oh, yeah, what are we going to put on the lower end ones, though? That is the question. And it's done. Lots and lots and lots of upgrades all across the board, and I've decided not to give them a paint mod. We'll just leave them with the weird pink stuff that's going on. Okay, the hull hasn't changed, but what has changed is the shields. We've gone from 161 to 274. That's over 100,000. That's what 110,000 megajoules of shield capacity. We haven't changed the recharge rate at all. Average group shields have gone up a bit. Our recharge rate, these groups of shields are like the shields that protect your engines, your turrets, stuff like that. Important, but not. Well, you kind of hope the big shield's going to protect you enough, and nothing gets close enough to hit those things. All right, burst weapon damage output. That's how much damage we can get out of our main battery, and we've effectively gone from 4,800 to 8,600. That's just a massive boost. Sustained weapon output damage has gone from 3,900 to 7,300. Average turret output has over doubled. That is ridiculous. We've went from 2,500 to 6,500. We've gone well over double. This is just insane. Our top speed isn't that great anymore. It's only 450, so pretty decent for a ship of this size. It's absolutely incredibly ridiculous. But our acceleration is 197. Oh my god. Our boost speed is 1,100. All of this stuff is great, and our travel speed tops out at 14 kilometers a second. However, one great thing, yaw, pitch, and roll, all of those are actually quite decent for size. That's one of the things we really wanted to crank, because that's its sort of weakness, is its turning ability. It's really hard to get the main gun on target, unless it's a stationary station, but in all fairness, the turrets usually shred anything. Even large ships that come near you, even destroyers, dreadnoughts, whatever, they get shredded by the turrets. Okay then, let's go kick some ass. On our way into the combat zone, we have passed a tuta. This thing is the one that spits out those scrap cubes. Turns out it's been busy over here outside of this area, chewing down on K's and I's. Yeah, this is where our defense platform is. This thing has just been...
Shield generator.
Can we look up how many things
Factory.
this thing has killed? I'm pretty sure it's going to be a ridiculous number at this point. Also, the fact that there's just this big...
Scrap cube.
Like all of these cubes just fell out of its ass because it was like, yep, we just ate so many Xenon today. They're just absolutely stuffed. Oh, this ship is moving at 0 meters per second. We'll tap boost, and now we're 450 meters per second. And to help us out on our journey, we have made ourselves a little fleet, and we have attached 40 Moyas? I can't, damn it. Alright, these guys are not easily accessible fighters. The reason I like them is they carry 4 guns. That is their loadout. They can carry 4 guns, they're all standard issue, and they're a light ship. Now, the only way to get them is from the Yaki, and the only way to get them from the Yaki is to do a quest. There's a whole question. It took me ages to figure it out, but once I did, it's actually not that hard. If people are interested, I can do a quick tutorial on how to run through it, because it's not that difficult to get. You need about 50 laser towers and a fast ship. That's it. Actually, yeah. About 50 laser towers and a fast ship should get you to most of it. Alright, but you'll see these guys are all set to defend us, these 40 Moiras. Oh, this is Rogi's X4 website. This has been limited to military ships and small. And this is a list of all the fighters sorted by speed. Faster, the better, because you want them to get there and shoot stuff in the face as quickly as possible. The T, Protector, and Forager belong to the CAC or the Xenon, so you can't get those, or you can't produce them. This is a Boron ship, and it only carries 1 weapon, so kind of weak sauce. The Mora is where it starts to get good. You've got, like, one of the fastest fighters you can produce in the game, and it carries 4 weapons. It's just one of the best all-round fighters you can get. Pegasus Vanguard only carries 1 gun, so just forget about it. And then the next up is the Chimera. Problem is, as fast as it is, if you look at yaw pitch and roll, it is nowhere close to the steering capacity. It has a hard time getting it that extra gun on target. It's not a bad ship, by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, I find the Mora is just that little bit faster, zippier, has faster travel speed, just all round better. After that, you can get the Aspirator, which is way down here, way more agile, but it's a lot slower, only has 3 guns. Yeah, I mean, still a great ship. Like, all of these ships here are pretty decent, because they've got a decent amount of weapons and agility, but the Mora just hits all of those sweet spots that makes it my preferred choice. So, settings are attack capital ships first for all the large turrets, and then shoot missiles first for all the medium turrets. Done. Now, I have not used the main cannon in this in a while. Ah, yes, I have to charge it, fire it. Charge it, fire it. Charge it, fire it. Charge it, fire it. And we've almost chewed through this ship already. Come on. Kill it, kill it, kill it.
Awaiting orders.
And let's get rid of the cockpit view. Dear God, it just melts.
Awaiting orders. Prepare
And
wiped
with
out.
that taken care of, we'll probably have to head up. Oh. Yeah, it's dead.
K.
There's a K over there we're going to have to get around. I want to wait until that explosion completes, though, because I don't want to drag any of our fighters into that. And I should have the magnet on at the moment, just to be sucking up all of the surrounding junk.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
God, who's doing all this damage? The Terrans are just on an absolute tear right about now. And our fighters are set to defend us, and they're just going off in a nice long line. Hey, let's go. There's some heavy ships over there that need to get heavily murdered. What are you talking about? Please,
Awaiting
yes.
orders.
Oh, down at the bottom left, you'll notice that manticores have been destroyed. That's because just occasionally the Avarice tide gets them. The game's supposed to stop them from going in there, but somehow, I don't know what way it is, they keep dying. It's mildly irritating, but we make so much resources there already, it really makes no difference. You. Let's see if we can take out his engines. Not that it can't. I didn't shoot you. You got in the way of my bullets. It's completely different. Oh, that reminds me. I think we have a mission going on at the moment. We did. We had to, like, kill a bunch of Xenon. I think we've killed a bunch of Xenon necessary and gained a whole bunch of cash. Mission reward 19.8 million. Yeah, we could have made more money other ways, but it is what it is. The Xenon are offering the Argon are offering a Xenon fleet extermination. That sounds delicious because that's exactly what we're doing right now. And Terran versus Xenon, they want a gather fleet and distant system. I'm not bothered doing that right now. We got enough. I don't want to say we've got enough money for now, but we have enough money that I don't care. And this looks like, oh, destroy Xenon fleet, destroy Xenon fleet, destroy Xenon fleet, and destroy Xenon fleet. Sure, we'll destroy that fleet for you. No worries at all. Hey, did you just see that appear in the far left-hand corner? I think we just spawned a fleet. We still got to kill those guys, but I think this new set over here is because of the mission we accepted.
Awaiting orders.
You know what?
K.
Let's just go over here and kill this K. We have a 14-kilometer range, so we can shoot this thing from a bajillion miles away.
We're taking hits.
I want you to resist.
Acknowledged.
Although we're in between these two ships and we're just shredding both of them simultaneously, we have that much firepower. I love this ship so much. My god, it's just a stream of fighters everywhere. I love this. Hey, I'm gonna try and... There is so much junk to hoover up. I gotta get this stuff. I can't help it. Yes, I will take it all. Up ahead, we got some enemy ships.
We're taking hits.
Yeah, you guys resist.
Confirmed.
Now, what we want to do is get within about 10 kilometers and then stop and let our cannons do the talking. Come on, a little bit closer. So that's a K and an I.
We're taking hits.
I would like you to resist. I thought I would make that very clear. Resist. Pretty sure there's a whole meme about that somewhere. You, fire.
Damage is getting serious.
Well, then you should
I.
keep resisting, weirdos.
Xenon spotted.
So, that's one down. Let's go grab the next one. Actually, wait. Which one's closer?
K. I.
Ah, they're both about the same distance. You know what? I made a big mistake when I entered this entire sector. Yeah, I love the way that ship's shields are just evaporating under all of the firepower we're bringing to bear.
Something hit us.
There's a Terran ship that has a giant beam weapon that pretty much death rays stuff to death. Problem is it takes a while to recharge after each hit. This one does not. Destroyed by a Xenon branch destroyer. Seems that one of the destroyers is making a mess of our ships.
Hazardous region detected.
Probably this one in forward for us.
We were
But
hit.
it's about to die.
K.
Acknowledged.
Keep resisting, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll just wipe out this one. I think this
Awaiting
finishes the
orders.
mission. This looks like a tasty field of resources for upgrades. Not that we need them. Okay, I gotta stop doing this. This is too stupid. Alright, you guys.
Awaiting orders.
All of these Moira guys, or Moya fleets, all of them are set to defend us. You guys should just defend us and kill anything that comes near us, was my hope. Okay, most of the mess around here is taken care of. We're gonna have to go and hammer that defense platform. We need to clear out this area, clear out the buildings, and then secure it by building our own defense platform. And all of those Moyas we brought with us, their only purpose is to, well, to clear the chaff and prevent us from getting swarmed by fighters. This guy, we're just gonna get in close and see what happens. I'm curious to see just how much damage we can do. Yeah, that seems like it's a very fast way to kill something. Oh my god. I'm not even sure what that thing was. Well, whatever it is, it's now 15 scrap cubes. Oh, great, there's another K-Destroyer. Fine, we'll go kill the K-Destroyer. This is my own fault. By doing that mission, I basically summoned fleets to kill.
Something hit us.
I'm an idiot. Well, we got that mission cleared, so we can now go and take care of this defense platform. Just let me double check. Yeah, that mission is well clear. Now it's time to chew this thing down. This ship's actually pretty fast at it. Range of 10 kilometers. You can bring several weapons to bear. Comes with lots of large. Better than plasma turrets. And we're probably going to lose a few fighters to this, but that's okay.
Damage is getting serious.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
Well, just check.
Danger. Hazardous
I
region
think we're
detected.
finally through the last of this defense platform, is it? Down to 0%. You want to pop? It's
Xenon
also
station.
cost us all of the 40 fighters we brought with us. But that's okay. That's what they were there for. They were to act as fodder. Yeah, there's a Xenon station over there we're probably going to have to wipe out as well, but that's nice and close by. Is this base built into the asteroid?
Region detected. Spacesuit. Xenon station.
Okay. This might take a minute to kill. It's a freaking asteroid. Okay, this stuff is new, right? Like, base is built into asteroids? Why can't we do that? This looks really cool. Okay, the asteroid just disappeared, and all we're left with is some weird flashing lights in space and the husk of what used to be a base. And a lot of scrap. Now, the scrap's probably going to be gone before we get a chance to bring in our scrappers in here. We need to make this place safe before we can do that. I think the best bet is just to head over here, camp this area, and start building a defense platform. I think that's it. We just go there, we ignore everything else. Okay, maybe kill any big ships along the way so that we can make sure our supports can get through. Once we get that defense platform up and running, we don't have to worry about any more ships coming out, and then we have to just clear this area out. Should be fairly straightforward. Hello. Goodbye. Right, this is the far end of the map. We have put down a defense platform. Standard build. Well, okay, maybe not standard. I put on a couple of extra discs just to be extra safe. It's going to face towards the gates. And we've even stuck a little wide area sensor array on the back of it. Going to take a while for this to get its resources delivered, though, because it's pretty far out. And oh my god. Okay, fine. We got to go take care of these guys. Let's go. You guys are not allowed to mess this up, okay? And I'm going to start putting down laser turrets to act as distractions. Yeah, laser turret deployed. Yeah, there we go. We'll just sprinkle these everywhere like, you know, little flowers. Or seeds.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
Oh, Jeebus. There's a big boy. Oh. Well, buddy, you picked the wrong place to exit. Hi. Now, eat hot plasma. Oh my god. I love how quickly it just chews through the shields on that thing. Maybe if you keep charging at us, maybe you can make it. Maybe you can get in range to fire a shot off. Can you? You're so close. You're almost... No. An eye might do it. But in all fairness, I think we could boost out of range if an eye got in too close to us. You know, the Xenon are really, really busy at this gate. That's, at least 3Ks, and I'm pretty sure there was an eye around here somewhere a minute ago, but I think it was caught in the gate and got despawned. Whatever, I've built a few Tatuyas, and I'm going to bring them over here to start scrapping this area, because there's just so much scrap going on. The tower is being built behind me, but we haven't going to get enough resources to get started just yet, but soon we'll get started on it. Yep, busy. Our Tatuya has arrived. You can see the drones from it going down and chewing away at this destroyer down there. How much is left in that thing? Hold on a second, let me get rid of this screen. That one's 20,000. What are you? Am I too far away to click on it or something? Or nope, that one's 20,000. So maybe that one's so old it's actually become unusable. 20,000, 20,000, or maybe it's because might be because they are chewing away at it right now. I can't actually tell how much it's got left in it. Doesn't make a difference. It's gonna nibble away at that and start turning them all into cubes. I think these last for an hour or two, so I don't know how much time is left of them, but I'm sure there will be more along to replace them. And there is our first scrap cube pooped at the back of that thing. Yeah, looks like more of them have arrived. Excellent. Well, we're not going to run out of scrap anytime soon. My only concern is that they might start shooting at our scrapper. Ooh, that one's worth 40,000 scrap compared to the regular 20,000. Okay, so they're worth twice as much in terms of scrap. Sweet. I will back up a bit anyway and let the Tatuyas do their work. Damn. And that's 2 more to add to the scrap heap. Oh, wait, no, make that 3. Oh, that other one headbutted the first one out of the way.
Orders.
Yeah, let's just kill them all.
Danger. Hazardous region detected.
They make pretty explosions when they pop. This is seriously the best scrapping I've ever seen. We have a bit of a scrap, then we take the scrap and we turn it into more stuff that we can scrap with. Oh, you're just... Yeah, I might actually have to fire my primary for this one.
Awaiting orders.
Like, the thing is, the cannons on... The turrets on this thing just are so powerful, they shred everything. Did you just damage...
Factory.
Don't damage that. That's my new defense platform. I made a second platform. See all that plasma coming from the left? That's the other defense platform we made. I also figured out what was happening to all of these ships that we were scrapping. Trying to scrap anyway. I thought they were disappearing just a little bit too fast. It seems they get dragged. Like, if you notice over here, there's a Tatuya, and it's above an eye that it's scrapping. This guy's over here, and he's above, I think, a K? Wait a minute, let me put on others. Yeah, there's a K over here that he's scrapping. They all basically seem to drag them off and then just feast on them. Sort of like spiders dragging them off to their web type of thing. At the moment, though, over here, they'll turn off the magnet just for a second. This plan build is complete. Done. Everything is finished. It is just, it's a little bit oversized. I stuck on a couple of extra discs just because. And we also stuck one of those, dishes on the back of it for visibility. And as you can see, we can now see the enemy coming from quite a long distance away. Can't actually see into the next sector, it seems, but, you know, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put another defense tower over here. This place in here doesn't seem to have any production capacity, so once we clear that out, it should be fine. So we put a defense tower over here. Well, in fact, we don't really care. We can build as many defense towers as we want. We're just sorted. And the Erlking, it can hold a line. Seriously, this thing can hold a line. There's just a field of corpses about it. However, the fighters weren't lasting. So instead, what we did was we got Kurakames. These are medium-class corvettes. And then what we've done is we've stuck shard cannons on them. So, yeah, shard batteries, level 2. We give them good best shields we got and some flak cannons. So they got a couple of flak cannons, 5 shard cannons. They're reasonably tough. They follow us around. They do what we tell them to do. And they're, well, free. All they cost us is Argon Tech and Yaki Tech, which can all be made with scrap. So they're basically scrap fighters, but, you know, bigger. This, to me, is just a beautiful sight. That is just a sea of Xenon corpses. Like, just all shattered hulks. We can't process them fast enough. They're just throwing themselves in wave after wave. We need to really set up a scrap factory soon. These bases are weird. When they pop, they just sort of like... The entire outside asteroid core disappeared. Yep, there we go. Is that thing scrappable? There's about the same amount of scrap on that as there is in a K. Which reminds me, I think there's like 1 K left in the system, and then like another defense platform, and we're done. This place is secure. Wiped out a defense platform over here, a solar panel. Oh, come on, there's another station. Okay, give me another 30 minutes. There is one thing I would like to try, and that is see how quickly we can annihilate a K, assuming we play a little bit recklessly by getting in close. I figure we can kill this thing long before it gets enough chance to kill us. Because of just the ridiculous firepower of this ship is insane. Yeah, I'm going to stop at about 3 or 4 kilometers out. Yeah, that is just not... Yeah, this thing does not have a hope of doing anything to us before it's toast. I mean, it scratched our shielding a bit, but... Oh well. What the hell are you? You're a Xenon asteroid?
Xenon station.
That's new to me. Alright. Okay, it's done. We've cleared out all of Tharka's Cascade. Oh, there is a ship over here I'm going to have to grab. It's a H. I would really like to get my hands on that, but for now, this whole place is clear, which means the only thing left to do is, well, clear out Matrix 101. My understanding is it's sort of not a dead sector. There are enemies there, but there's no production, nothing like that. So once you kill whatever's in there, it's done. And then we've just got 400% sunlight to work with and a massive field of scrap next door. All good things. I have found the fastest way to deal with these defensive emplacements. Just come down from the top, park your ship, go get a cup of tea. By the time we come back, It's mostly dead or dead entirely. Your ship can basically take care of it on its own, and if it does launch any defense drones, they don't last very long. I've not yet figured out exactly what the range on their weapons is, but it seems at about 5 to 6 kilometers out, you're fairly good. If you don't know, just sort of keep poking in until you start getting shot at. See, you can see those guys over there shooting at us. And we could shoot those turrets, but that just seems like a lot of effort. So instead, we'll back up a little bit till we're at about 5 kilometers. Yeah, they seem to have about 5 kilometers on their plasma. So about, say, 5.5 kilometers out, you're maximizing all of your weapons, you're shooting like crazy. Oh, I do have the cockpit turned off. And then you just go grab a cuppa. Ah, there we go. Perfect. That was a lovely cuppa. Where the hell did all of you come from? You know what? Doesn't matter. We have laser towers. Hopefully enough to make sure that you're all dead. Ooh. That is a lot. Hey, don't attack the factory. I'm trying to build that thing. Okay, laser towers combined with the ship seems to be killing whatever this mess is. But, yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know what this Xenon base is. Not a clue. I'm still going to kill it, but it looks kind of cool. Gotta give it to it. Well, yeah, we're also going to give it a whole bunch of firepower as well. No idea what it does. Seems to be in here surrounded by a bunch of what looks like sculptures of old Xenon-type ships. Oh well, let's just blow it up and move on. We want to make sure this place is completely clear. And oh, look, we lost a Manticore in Avarice again. Oops. Okay, we're way over time again, but the objective has been achieved. What we've got here is, well, our new base design. If we check this out, the whole reason we came here was for that extra sunlight and, well, the enormous amounts of scrap nearby. So, if you check this little beauty out, this is actually one scrap processor for taking in the scrap that the Manticores will drop off, or the tugboats drop off, and 3 scrap recyclers, all on top of the necessary solar panels and accommodation. So the only thing we have to provide this with is scrap, medicine, and food. That will feed and house the population, and the scrap will keep it all running, and this thing will churn over nicely. And as well as that, it's very, very scalable. For example, if we just say grab that there and we go copy sequence, we can just chuck on another one like that. Still have to put on some large cargo drop-offs or something like that. Probably have to expand the front to fit in a 3-prong cargo drop-off. Very simple and easy to expand. The reason being is it only takes, to run the scrap processor, takes about 3 solar panels, then 2 additional solar panels for each one of the recyclers. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, there's like 9 solar panels to run all of this. That's all it takes because the sunlight here is so much better than the other places. And there's like some of the best scrap available in Tharka's Cascade. And there's loads of scrap available actually here in Matrix 101. This here is Tharka's Cascade, which is just outside the door. And it is the 5th best place for scrap. Rise Defiance, which is the number 1 best place, that's about 4 jumps away, and Family Newt, that's about 3 jumps away. And Getsu-Fun, I want to say Getsu-Fun is about 4 jumps away. So we're actually quite close to all of these locations. So we're just going to pump this place full of manticores. We might have to kill an awful lot of Xenon to secure some of the surrounding sectors. As long as we limit it to 2-3 jumps at first, then we can clear out the rest. We should have an absolute, just monstrous amounts of scrap. Also, I should probably start building multiple factories simultaneously. Just one last thing. What we're going to do here is we're just going to put down one more plot, and we're going to stick down another scrap factory. This is actually going to be the 4th scrap factory. I just want to show you how easy it is to do once you get all the blueprints down. Give me a Matrix 101 scrap box. That is, that's it. Confirm module changes. But now I do have to, I'm building 4 builders, or 3 builders at the moment, because I want to use our own builders for this so they can train up and get experience doing it. But done. Now we're going to have 4 factories being started in here simultaneously, and then we'll keep expanding them and adding more onto them. Hopefully I haven't put them too close together. That'll be fine. But yeah, once we fill those all up, we'll have more than enough. Then we should probably see about, we still have to, I want to do terraforming. Long term I want to do terraforming, but I'm thinking for taking out the enemies, a good choice would be getting some split supercarriers, loading them up with a bunch of Vigor fighters, and then using those to clear areas, because clearing them ourselves is kind of slow. So I did think up of a fun self-imposed challenge for a playthrough. You're only allowed to build in Xenon sectors, so you can't build any stuff Or you can't build any buildings. You can buy ships, do whatever you want, but you can't build any buildings unless you build them in a formerly Xenon sector, or while the Xenon are still there, though that would probably be risky. So you'd have to clear out a sector without any support. That would be tricky. I mean, you can't even use the Erlking for that because the Erlking requires you to build a equipment dock just so you can equip it correctly. Yeah, that would be a fun challenge, but not this time around. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. Next up, get our hands on a few of these advanced seminars. We want to make some people who are level 4 to level 5. Actually, we're going to need some level 5 management teams, which means we're going to have to cram in a bunch of missions just to like grab those down really quick. There is a few places that are going to need those. One is the Food Central place. The Food Central place needs to, well, be able to reach 5 tiles so they can hit all of our locations and drop off the necessary food and medicines to everyone. We'll also cram it full of Barbarossa ships so that they make sure nothing messes with the ships along the way. We're also probably, like, Avarice is going to be sort of downgraded a bit. Once we built these factories, Avarice will become like a footnote we won't really need anymore. This place will probably be left there. This place has a ginormous amount of Claytronics energy cells and hull parts, all of which are being 1, 2, 3 jumps away from where we're building anyway. So this is probably providing most of our production. So that's level 5 manager right there. We can transfer them if needs be near the end. Yeah, okay. Get management down, get a few management seminars and stuff like that for everyone to crank them up to level 4 or 5, and then probably crank through the missions while this is building up. Like, it's going to take a while for this whole thing to build out and become productive. Oh, and like, sorry, long term. Probably thinking of taking this place and building a regular factory so that we can do the terraforming. The regular terraforming needs a bunch of normal resources that we don't make because we work scrap. So I'm thinking of putting together like a 5-point factory in here so that it can like produce all of the necessary resources to do all the terraforming. And it is in range, 5 jumps to range of all of the terraforming locations barring 1. Yeah, more on that later. Anyway, yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm definitely cutting this here. I hope you enjoyed and good luck.